Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all well. We've got a gap in the weather. I know, unbelievable. And I thought I'd make the most of it. I've popped down to my favourite beach, Merthyr Mawr, just next to Porthcawl. Now, I filmed down here approximately 3 months ago, but that evening the tide was massive. The water flew up the beach, and yeah, I did find it a little bit difficult to film. It was tricky, to say the least. Whereas today, the tide is much smaller, medium-sized tide, and therefore it should be a lot more manageable. Over the years, I've had some cracking fish off this beach. I've got some fantastic memories. I have no idea what's going to happen in this session, but what I do know is that I'll give it my best shot, and hopefully you'll enjoy the video. And that's the baits in the water. Happy days. At the moment, the light is really weird. It's bizarre. You wouldn't think it was 2:30 in the afternoon. Hopefully later on we'll get a nice sunset, but there are a few clouds about, so we'll have to wait and see. Got an easterly wind. It's not a great wind, to be honest. It's cutting right across me, but it is what it is. I'm out fishing and I'm going to make the most of it. On the left hand rod I've got a 4-0 Paternoster Pennell. On the right hand rods I've got a 3 hook flapper rig, size 1s. As for baits, I've got ragworm, lugworm, squid and mackerel. I'd say we're an hour or so into the flood, or maybe a little bit more. I'll fish it up to high and that'll do me. Yeah, at this spot I've noticed over the years that when it turns, you know, when it ebbs back, it tends to fly out. So yeah, up to high, maybe a little bit into the ebb, but that'll be enough. And I got work in the morning, so I can't be too late. Oh, it's beautiful now, beautiful. That easterly wind is trying its best to drop. And the sky is impressive. Like I said, the lighting is all a bit strange, but impressive at the same time. Quiet start, but then again, it's only my second cast. Yeah, my last video was down at Berry Head in Brixham. Oh, what a spot that is. Definitely going back there. I have been fishing, guys, but as you know, I don't film every session. I fished down at Niles Point at Barry on the left hand side on the rough. Something small tapping away, probably a small whiting or something. Yeah, I fished down at Niles Point, Barry. I did actually start to film. I took the camera with me, but I just turned it off. It happens, you know, it happens. I'm not always in a filming mood, if you know what I mean. Sometimes I just like to have a fish. So down there, didn't have a touch until around an hour before high water, and I had 2 strap congers, only about 4 or 5 pounds. And I've also fished at St Bride's Newport, blanked. Is this going to be my second blank on the trot? Nah, we'll get one. Let's take a look at this flapper rig. It's been going for a while. Only small bites, you know, but it's a start. Ah, lovely. We're off the mark, the very first cast. Middle hook of the flabber rig. Actually, you can't see. I'll turn the camera around and yeah, I'll show you properly. Sorry, it's not the first cast, it's the second cast. But only a small one, small pout in on the middle hook of the flabber rig. It might be small, but a fish is a fish. Bit of action early on. Might have been small, but they all count. He went back lovely, by the way. You might be wondering why I didn't keep it for bait, but to be honest, I got loads of bait. And these days, you know, I like to see them swim off. Absolute pleasure being here. Absolute pleasure. You might not be able to see that on camera, but that's another small rattle. Yeah, talking of pouting, back in the day, Dad and I used to catch some crackers off here, like massive pouting. Like I said, big whiting, we had codling. I've had a few rays off here, not many. In fact, the last time I filmed here, which was, what did I say, 3 months ago? I bumped into one of the locals, Johnny, lovely bloke. And I think that night he had a few doggies, I had that conger. But the night before, he had some massive blonde rays, like crackers, you know. And it's like he said, just goes to show, no two tides are the same. Same conditions, you know, in terms of the weather, same height. And the night before, he was bagging up on huge fish. And then 24 hours later, just a dogfish. And like I always say, you can't beat local knowledge. Yeah, lovely bloke, Johnny. He comments on my videos, and yeah, good to listen to. Proper old school angler. And when I say old, I don't mean, you know, old. You know, I don't want to sound ageist here, but you know what I mean. People that are older than myself, they've been around a bit longer. They don't tell you what to do. They're not know-it-alls, but they offer advice. I like that. What I don't like are know-it-alls, and as you can imagine, I get them all the time on the channel. You should have used sand eel, you should have used crab, you should have used... Oh, be quiet, I'll use whatever bait I want to use. But you know what I mean, don't you? When I catch fish, I never hear off them. When I blank, yeah, they all come out to play then. Oh, you should have done this, you had the wrong rig on, you should have... Whatever. Yeah, I listen to the old school. You know, we go back to the old saying, respect your elders. Because they really do know best. See that, guys, on the left-hand rod? Let's take a look. Fish on. Ah, lovely. Got a strap conger. He's around 4 pounds, I'd say. That was on the big bait. Right, let's get him unhooked and let's get him back in the water. He's gone, shot off like a rocket. Like I said, he's around 4.5 pounds, but yeah, I'm happy with that. People often ask me why I go fishing. That thing behind me, that's one of the reasons. What a stunning sunset. Bites galore at the moment. Good for the old confidence levels. Here we go again on the right down rod on the flapper rig. There's a bit of life out there, and that's always good to see. Starting to get dark now. Let's take a look. It's been going for a while. The old whiting have made an appearance. Got two here. Not very big, but I couldn't care less. Yeah, so the flapper rig I'm putting really close, probably 25-30 yards, whereas the Paternoster Pennel, I'm giving that more of a whack at distance. So far, 3 species, 4 fish. Yeah, it's been a bit of fun. We're around, I'd say we're around 3.5 hours off high water. Plenty of time. Yeah, I love this type of fishing. It's like going back in time for me. Where's that camera? They're getting bigger. This whiting, in fairness, oh, I'm happy with it. Put it that way. Yeah, that's not a bad fish at all. Just going to turn that light down a sec. It's a bit bright. Yeah, that's a bit better. Yeah, can't argue with this fish. Can you believe that slack lined me? The line was flat on the floor. It's gone a little bit quiet. I'm still getting rattles and taps, but not as frequent as previously, you know. Oh, saying that, I got a slack liner on the right down rod. Just gonna take a look at that a sec. Fish on. Feels nice. Ah, lovely. Got a small light ray here. I'd say it's around, we'll say between 5 and 6 pounds on a mackerel and squid wrap. Can't argue with that. Good old Merthyr Mawr. She never lets me down. Ooh. Yeah, we're how far are we off high water? I'm not sure. Anyway, let's get this fish back in. Well, you couldn't make that up. You couldn't make it up. There was me saying it had gone a bit quiet. I turned around and my line was pretty much on the floor. Yeah, great to see that, Ray. Yeah, when I landed it, I was looking at it thinking, is that a blonde or a small-eyed? It's not always obvious. I mean, that was a small-eyed because you could see the white lines on its skin. Left-hand rod, guys. Yeah, still going, so we'll take a look. Fish on. Although, I'm not sure what this is. There's a bit of weight there. I'm shouting because of the roar, you know, from the sea. Oh, this one's digging in. Yeah, something nice here. Big cod, that'd be nice. I got rag and squid on this one. Big bait. There we go, ray number 2 of the night. But this one is a little bit bigger. I'm gonna say he's between, I don't know, 7.5, 8 pounds or thereabouts. That was on a rag and squid cocktail. That's a lovely fish. Right, try and get a bass now, or a cod. Cod? What are they? Unbelievable. That's some good bites then on the flabber rig. Wound it in, I got the usual suspect on the bottom hook, I think it is. And also, on one of the other hooks, I haven't worked out which one yet, I got a lovely little turbot. What a stunning fish. I'll get him unhooked and I'll show you properly. That is beautiful. Absolutely stunning. Now, I think this is a turbot. I haven't caught one for years, but it could be a brill. To tell the truth, I'm not 100% sure, but either way, it is magical. What a cracking session. Let's pop him back in. Cool. Might have been small, but the strength on that fish then, he just shot off. Yeah, the fish tonight, all of the fish I caught, even that tiny pout in, they've all gone back lovely, and that's great to see. I'm really big on fish welfare, you know, as most of you will know. Fish welfare, always at the top of my agenda. What's that now, 5 species? Like pouting, whiting, conger, small light ray, and turbot stroke brill. Whatever it was. When I first saw it, I thought it was a nice flounder. Yeah, we're about 30 minutes off high water. Let's see what else we can get. I'm a bit jaded, I ain't gonna lie. But I'm enjoying it. Yes, it's been a bit of a fish fest, this session. Can't complain, and I can't grumble. Five species, a couple of crackers. Yeah, I've been thinking about my dad a lot this evening. Yeah, funny really, I've been thinking about him all week. I think, you know, because we're approaching Christmas. Always the way, isn't it? Yeah, high water now, well, in the next 10 minutes. They're pretty much there now. I was saying earlier, you know, about the fact that it's chilly with that easterly wind. I tell you what, I literally haven't stopped moving since I got here. And I'm lovely and warm, honestly. That's why I've taken my coat off. Yeah, next session, probably on the mud, I would have thought. You know, one of the Newport marks. The Eskimouth. Maybe Redwick. Or a bit further up towards the Severn Bridges. Maybe I'll come back here. Something small, tapping away there. Yeah, when I saw the forecast yesterday and it read easterly wind, I thought, oh no, it's going to be a biteless blank. I don't mind, like I said, it doesn't bother me if I don't catch these days. But when I'm filming, you know, it takes the pressure off a bit when you get a fish or two. And it's a lot easier to film. When you're not getting no bites or nothing, it's hard to know what to talk about. And I thought, oh, damn easterly wind, but tonight it hasn't made a jot of difference. Maybe we overthink it, I don't know. Here we go again. Right, I'm going to call it now, guys. I've had a few more whiting. I've not shown you everyone, but I'm sure you get the gist. The old tide starting to head back. It's been an absolutely cracking session. Loads of whiting, had that pouting, had that conger, 2 lovely rays. The first one was around 5 to 6 pounds, the second one was around 7 to 8. Caught that turbot stroke brill. I'm thinking it was a brill, but I'll check when I get home. Yeah, basically a fish fest. I've had a bite pretty much every cast, apart from 2.5 hours into the session. It did dip off for around 30 minutes, but then I was back to a bite to check. I dare say, if it wasn't for the fact that I was filming, I would have caught a lot more, and I'm not just saying that, you know, I mean it. When I'm filming, I'm doing 10 things at once, and I do lose and miss a lot of fish. It's just the way it is. But this evening, one of my favourite places, my favourite beach by a mile. Yeah, it's been a bit of an emotional roller coaster. As I said, I've been thinking about Dad a lot. You know, I can picture us here now, you know, years ago, catching flatties and bass. So yeah, long walk back to the car now, but I don't care. It's just been magical for me. As always, thanks very much for watching. It's mega appreciated. Any questions or comments you have, pop them below and I'll get back to you. Until the next one, look after yourselves, take care, all the best.